Alright, we are here for round one and about to draw our first opening hand with the deck, and I'm pretty excited. So let's see what we got here. Okay. We're on the play, and if we have another land, we get to play an Ascendancy, assuming it's a land that actually casts Ascendancy. Other than that, we have a Thought Scour, potentially get some stuff going, so I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep, and we'll see what happens. And then I'm going to save this fetch in case I draw another land, and then maybe I'll know which land I have to fetch here. But, just going to start with the Fountain untapped, and we'll go from there. Definitely excited to be winning the die roll, because I'm probably going to need that help. Definitely could use a little speed boost, you know? Especially when you're a combo deck that's like a turn slower than the rest of the format. It's kind of dangerous to play decks like that, but if you just want a bunch of die rolls, then it's fine, right? Our opponent has basic islands, so are we playing some merfolks here? Nope. Okay, some sort of combo deck. Some twin. Possibly storm. Not a whole lot of people out there storming. And I'm just really excited to see what this Thought Scour flips over. Because if it's like a Life from the Loam or a Grave Troll or something, like we could be in business. Other than that, it's like our hand just looks so bad. Alright. Don't really care what he's doing with Serum Visions. We get a Fate Stitcher and an Is It Charm. Draw Steam Vent, so that's good. And there's the Boiler Works. Alright. So I think we're safe to play this Boiler Works. But I can't really do much of anything else. But that's okay. If we naturally drew up to 8, that would also be fine. I've used that as a discard enabler with my Life from the Loams before, so that's been pretty cool. Otherwise, if I get like remanded and then he Pester Mites my Boiler Works, that's gonna probably be an issue. But if I resolve this Ascendancy, then maybe I can get a little something going. Okay, so Stomping Ground. So maybe Scape Shift, but I would not be surprised if this Ascendancy got remanded. But now we have a Tormenting Voice too, which is pretty nice. We can get a little something going. So he remands our thing, which is not surprising. I think Scape Shift might be one of the decks that I'm actually slightly faster than, so that's kind of exciting. They do have a lot of counterspells, though. Generally don't play too much Graveyard Hate, just because there aren't a lot of graveyard decks out there right now. And they have some light graveyard interaction with like Snapcaster Mage. Alright. So I could play Ascendancy and play a land, but I can't make 6 mana. So if I get remanded, that just kind of is. I just can't really do anything about that, which is fine. So we're just going to keep jamming this thing. And then, ooh, that resolved. Interesting. So if I go get a Breeding Pool, I can Unearth Fate Stitcher, untap my Boiler Works, Tormenting Voice, discard the Troll, and then I can Flame Jab a few times, maybe. But yeah, we're definitely going to need this Breeding Pool. I guess he could have Lightning Bolt here, but that's not really a big deal. Just because I don't need to full combo this turn. If I just get to untap my land and Tormenting Voice, get some Ascendancy triggers. Tormenting Voice is kind of cool, and then it like discards as the additional cost, so you can still dredge after that. So then we should be able to get some sort of dredge business going. And then maybe we can find a looting or something to get rid of the Unburial Rites and the Sun Titan, or we can just find another Fate Stitcher. Will be golden. So yeah, that gets bolted. It's okay though. It's okay. We have Ascendancy in play. We're going to Tormenting Voice, and I think I want to discard the Troll and Dredge it. That seems like the best course of action to me. Gotta find that other Fate Stitcher quickly. Yeah, I want to use Ascendancy's ability. That's why I put it in my deck. Alright, so we just find another Troll. But we get to discard with the Ascendancy and then draw 2 from Tormenting Voice. So Tormenting Voice is kind of impressing me at this point. Maybe like I could discard a Troll and Dredge twice off the Voice, or I could discard Sun Titan and try and hit on Burial Rites. I think it's just better to discard another Troll though. So Tormenting Voice has been pretty sweet. Yeah, just Dredge Troll again. Hit Unburial Rites. But it does not appear that we have a Fate Stitcher. So I think we're just passing turn here. We got a little something going on though. So for our first game here with this deck, that doesn't look too bad. I could also Unburial Rites the mighty 0/0 Grave Troll. It's probably not going to be something we're going to be doing, but... so draw step will probably Dredge Loam. And then... if we go like Faithless Looting and find some Fate Stitchers, then we should be golden. Alternatively, if that's my plan, is to just find Fate Stitcher, maybe I should just Dredge this Troll. Okay, so our opponent has Cryptic mana open now. So maybe we just start casting spells. So yeah, if I'm going to just be casting spells, I want this Loam. Get our Gemstone Mines back here. And I guess a Boiler works. I'm going to leave a red floating so I can Flame Jab some stuff. And then it all depends on when he decides to use this Cryptic. Alternatively, maybe I should have just started jamming stuff into this, but I think this sets me up better. And since he's not ramping, this seems better for me. Still haven't hit a Fate Stitcher, so kind of weird. Not sure how many more times I can actually Dredge. Excuse me. Now what? So now I have 3 Unburial Rites. And we're going to do some looting. Just some hard looting. Try and find another Ascendancy. We have one of those left. So I can try and get 2 of those in play, so I'm not going to get messed up by like a Cryptic bounce. There's Ye Old Stinkweed Imp. More Stinkweed Imps. Just gonna discard some of those. So unsuccessfully did not get to use his cryptic. Make him use his cryptic this turn. Not sure if that's good or bad for me though, because we got kind of set up pretty nice, but now we might be in some trouble. If he uses it now, I'm fine with that though. And then hopefully he doesn't have enough counter spells to actually counter like all of our Unburial Rites. Oh, he just bounced my Boiler Works. Okay. Fine. Really surprised to see him not bounce Ascendancy, but we'll see what's going on here. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should have just cast some Burial Rites that turn to make him use his Cryptic on that. Eternal Witness. Probably back a Remand. Okay. So he's at 13. I have to dredge 3 for every 3 damage. So I only need 9 cards in my deck. So I think I'm safe to dredge this Grave Troll. And then try and hit some Fate Stitchers. We don't hit any again. Where are they? What is going on here? And we did mill our last Ascendancy too. So, gonna need on Burial Rites the Sun Titan. Huh. And I guess we loot here. Now if he goes like Tribe Elder, Scapeshift, then we're just dead, which is unfortunate. But he basically played 3 counterspells against us this game and has a turn 6 kill. So it's kind of tough to beat that, I suppose. Oh, so he has Search into Scapeshift. So basically the same thing. But I feel like if we found 2 Fate Stitchers there, we would have been good. So 10 cards left in my deck, and 3 of them are Fate Stitchers. So kind of awkward. The deck did basically do its thing this game, but I still ended up losing, so I don't know. And then we're gonna make sure our opponent Scapeshifts correctly. I've certainly messed this up before, but I don't know. He does not. He knows how his deck works. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this deck is supposed to have, like, Sylvan Caryatid. That would help with the acceleration. Would make Trolls a little bit bigger, and it would help the Gnaw to the Bones in the sideboard to have an extra creature. So far, I haven't really felt like the acceleration was necessary, but could be. I wonder if I should board in these Gnaw to the Bones. Probably should. At least, like, 2. Definitely like the grids, so those are coming in. I don't feel like I need any of the Graveyard Hate because, like I said, they don't play too much. I'm going to shave a Flame Jab because I think the games are going to go kind of long, so eventually I'll find it. And then for the most part, I'm just trimming like Dredgers. And I can cut the Watery Grave, I think. And maybe on Burial Rites or something. I guess I only have 11 creatures, so maybe one Gnaw is enough. Because if the game plays out like how it did last game, then I'm probably going to see the majority of my deck, although that game there was definitely something I wanted to find in my graveyard that I couldn't find, so you know, if this Gnaw is in the bottom, whatever. But it's pretty nice to have this and then be kind of safe against him tapping out for like Ramp, Spellscape Shift. Man, that game was weird. I like did what I was supposed to and then just died. Alright, yep, note number 1. May need Caryatid. Oh, but I guess the problem there is that you still need 2 Caryatids, so even having one doesn't really help you, and it's really difficult to get another one into play. So, like, you could have Caryatid and a Fate Stitcher, I suppose. Okay, this hand is not a hand at all. And neither is this, but it has a looting and a defense grid, so we'll keep this. Hopefully hit a little something off this looting, and don't really, but it's probably okay. Still have another looting, and then this is kind of the problem with Gemstone Mine here, where it's just going to run out of counters, and I'll probably be landless, so need to use this counter wisely. There we go. Now we're in business. I think we're getting Fountain here. Alright, so we have Grid online. Now we just need to figure out something to do. And I should have gotten Steam Vents, I think. That would probably make more sense, because then I can looting without the Gemstone Mine. I wanted to make sure I had white for Unburial Rites, but maybe that was bad. And our opponent just has a bunch of Search for Tomorrows, so... Okay, there's another Unburial Rites. And I guess I'm using Izzet Charm here. Okay. So, Boiler Works certainly would have been sweet if we had that to pick up our Gemstone Mine, but alas. But now we're kind of in business. We do get to Unburial Rites, a Sun Titan in 2 turns, and then hopefully with this looting and our draw step, maybe we can loot into a Dredger and then Dredge into an Ascendancy, and then we can just have that in play. Although it's certainly likely that he boarded in a couple disenchants. So, I mean, I guess Grid kind of takes some of that pressure off. Okay. So I'm going to fetch this Breeding Pool because, like I said, you need a green source in play to combo anyway. Or I guess Temple Garden would be better. And then I can just play the island next turn. Alright, there's a Troll. Troll and a Fountain, I suppose. And then we're in the same spot where if he has Ramp Spell plus Scape Shift, I think we're just dead, but there's not much we can do about that. So if he just has... What turn is this? His turn 5? No, his turn 4. So that's good. So he can't kill me this turn, and now we still have shots. But at this point, he could also have Remand and pay through Defense Grid. Okay, so we don't find a Fate Stitcher. But we can try and cast on Burial Rites. And I feel like this is going to get remanded. For the full price of 5 mana. So, bad beats there. And then we're probably dying to Escape Shift. Boo! I had the Gnaw to the Bone, but I also had Defense Grid, and it would only gain me 4 life anyways, it looks like. So, did not dredge hard enough. And then Gemstone Mine kind of screwed me. We're learning valuable lessons here with this deck. But we are doing things. We're not culminating them into wins. Just like anything with a fast clock is probably going to be pretty good against us, especially if they have disruption. So, I don't know. It feels weird to have this combo deck and be like, oh yeah, Escape Shift is my bad matchup, because that's just not really how things work. But what are you going to do? Maybe that is just the case.